We previously looked at copy selection and object snap tracking. What we're now going to look at is actually using the Windows clipboard copy and paste in our drawing. AutoCAD is a Windows-based platform, so you can use the Windows clipboard at any time. You can even use keyboard shortcuts like Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste. Now, let's have a look. I've moved our gasket over here to the left so that we've got some space on the right to copy our gasket. Two types of selection window. If I go this way and put the crosshair here and left click and drag, that creates a blue window selection. If you're performing a window selection, every single object that you want to select must be within the confines of that window. So if I now drag and do my second click there, it selects everything. I'll hit escape there to deselect. If I go the other way, right to left, and left click and drag upwards to the left like that, you can see a green crossing selection window with a dashed outline. That will select everything within the window plus anything that is crossed by that selection window. Let me show you what I mean. If I come down like that, that red line at the top, the horizontal one, isn't within the window. So if I click, you'll see everything is selected. Now the reason that top horizontal one is selected, remember we made it into a polyline, so it will get selected. I'll just hit escape there one more time, and what I'll do a crossing selection here like that. Notice all the objects within the window, i.e. the hexagon and the circle and the construction lines, and the polyline that was crossed by the window are selected. So utilize whichever selection method you want, but make sure you select all of the objects. I'm going to use the blue window selection. So it's a click, a drag, a click, and it selects everything. Once everything is selected, you right click on the mouse and go to the clipboard entry there on the shortcut menu. So you'll notice now we've got cut, copy, copy with base point, paste, and paste as a block. We'll look at blocks later on. But I just want to copy this. I'm not going to use a copy with base point. When I copy now, that is on the Windows clipboard. If I right click and go to clipboard again without any objects selected this time, they are still selected on the screen, I know. But if I go to paste, there's my gasket. Now you'll notice, can you see it's gone to the bottom left corner, the intersection, in fact, of the opposite center of that bottom left corner, that bottom left arc. So I could, if I wanted to now, hover over that object snap there and using object snap tracking, line in another gasket. And there we are. Now that is still on the Windows clipboard, so I could do as many as I wanted to. Now I'm actually going to go up to the quick access toolbar and undo that. What I'm going to do this time, that's still on the Windows clipboard, remember, or is it? Let's just right click and check. If I go to clipboard, yes, paste there, you'll notice, can you see it's highlighted? That means that I can still paste, or I can copy with a base point. Now I could still paste that, but it would still use that original insertion point from the original copy that I did. So let's hit escape a couple of times, reselect the objects by left clicking, dragging and left clicking, and this time I'm going to right click, clipboard and copy with base point. It will now prompt me for a base point to use. I'm going to use the midpoint snap there on the bottom edge of the gasket. So I click, and that's now, as you can see, got 19 objects found on the command line. I'm going to hit escape now to deselect those to avoid confusion. I then right click in the drawing area and go to clipboard, and I want to paste. Now I could paste as a block. If I paste as a block, it'll bring everything in on the current layer, which is the text layer you can see at the top of the screen there. I'm just going to paste it normally because I want the individual objects. But look, the insertion point is based on that midpoint I selected with the copy with base point. So if I just hover over that midpoint there, and using object snap tracking now, just drag along horizontally to about there and left click, they are now in line with each other, and I've got two gaskets on my drawing, finished, ready to use, just using Windows clipboard commands.